also host of Who's to Blame, the podcast. You can check out my latest episode. You can just go to DreMontez.com. Let me make sure that we have sound now, so we're good and locked in here to go. There's anything going on? All right, so we got sound. We have sound now. All right, it's good to know. Good to know. Sorry about that. I had no idea. I normally do a check before I get going. But you know how we do it. Thank you again to our title sponsor, the Weed Squad. High fives, everybody. Let's chest bump it. Let's hug it out. Celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday to you. Anniversary. Promotion. Maybe you bought a new vehicle. Maybe you got a house or moving. Congratulations to you. There it is right there. 2021 coming in hot in full effect. There are several ways you can follow the show. You can go to DreMontez.com, as well as on Facebook. We have a page, Who's to Blame. Instagram, Who's to Blame the podcast. Twitter, at W2B Dre Montez. Also, we have a channel on YouTube, Dre Montez. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button right there. But the latest episode of the show is up. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And don't forget to get your scrub on. Mountain Man scrub. Get your scrub on. Huh? Hands, elbows, knees, feet, and tattoos. Got you covered right there. Got you covered. Well, I actually just did an entire show, but there was no sound. I didn't find out to the end. So thank you guys for commenting that there was no sound. I appreciate that. But I always go back and check it out anyway before I really share it with other pages and go back from there. So thank you for that again, you good people. You guys are just amazing out there, all of you. Don't forget to go to DreMontez.com and hit those sponsored links out there. Support those small businesses in your neighborhood and community. Downtown St. Louis, historic Soulard, and Belleville, Illinois. Or Bell Vegas is what they call it right there. Get your Who's to Blame t-shirt over at Beatniks in downtown Bell Vegas. There it is right there. There it is. Well, from the month of March till the month of March is when things kind of got a little weird for us with the pandemic, the lockdown, and situations getting used to this new lifestyle apparently of wearing a mask, of being quarantined. And I watched something on television that was shown to me I really never thought about. I watched one about stress in America, and I watched this movie on HBO Cinemax called Lockdown with Anne Hathaway and Chiwetel Ejiofor. And they both had me looking at things I just never really paid attention to, I guess. That's the best way I can put it. When you're in your own world, you're in your own world. But during this lockdown situation, things were presented to us in a different way. You had to get used to being with yourself, by yourself, or with your significant other in close proximity for an extended period of time. Some people have spent that much time together. Some have not. You and the spouse or your wife, your girlfriend, or whatever you call each other, have not spent that much time together in consecutive days before. And it brought about new questions, new feelings, and new conversations. And these two programs showed me what was on the mind of the men. I'm talking to the men folk right now. And it was shocking and amazing to me that I found out that 64% of men felt this way. For one, I don't know who did the survey, where they did the questionnaire, who are these people that they asked these questions to. It's just like with the whole 3 out of 5 dentists recommend this. Who are these 5 dentists? Where are they? But these were the 3 major concerns with men. Going bald, their relationship status, and using public transportation over the age of 35. Yeah, those were the 3 things that were on men's mind during the initial stages of the pandemic, the lockdown, the coronavirus, or the Rona, as we call it in the hood, the Rona. And looking at these 2 programs, the documentary and the movie, I saw things I never paid attention to, I guess, or didn't care about. The fact that men losing their hair is a huge thing. We have fun with it at the man cave. You know, there are a few guys with a hole in their roof or that hairline, the Stephen A. Smith starter kit, as I like to call it, a hole in your roof for a whole new roof. But in all seriousness aside, that really bothers men that they're losing their hair. It messes with their self-esteem, their confidence, their swagger. It becomes stressful. Again, didn't know this. Didn't know this at all when it comes to losing your hair. If it happens to me, I'm looking forward to it. I've been bald before, and I'm cool to rock with it. But I'm not cool with the hole in the roof thing. Now that there, I'm going to need some counseling with that one right there for sure. The public transportation over 35, maybe. Now, if you're a corporate guy, you live in these big cities where it's hard to get around in your own personal car. I don't know. I don't know. The relationship. Now, that one is a tough one. Either your relationship got stronger or weaker, or you found out who you truly, really were during the lockdown. We saw the status during the first initial stages, what was coming out statistically about married couples and single couples living together, all that. We saw the awful numbers on that. But if you think about it in your circle, look how many weddings that you saw during the pandemic. Even though they had to scratch and sniff and search for a place to actually have their wedding due to the new requirements of being out in public, but still, the relationships were affected out there, big time. Think of the crazy arguments you had during the pandemic. And you think about it now, I bet you're laughing. But in that quarantine, it was really, really serious because you never spent that much time together. As it said in that movie, Lockdown, some people should use this time or should have used that time to get everything they think they are owed. Now, that's deep. That's deep. Because look around, look at everything that happened during the pandemic that came out of there as something positive. Those folks hunkered down. Then you got some folks who really came and got to know themselves. You got to really know your true self. Are you happy with the person that you got to know? All those questions and concerns and studies. Dr. Sanjay Gupta, he's in this stress movie that I saw. All these things here were talked about in a way that I've been thinking about, wanting to hear about more. Because in my circle, I only talk to maybe a good 12 to 15 people on a regular basis. And knowing what they went through during the lockdown, pandemic, the Rona, what did they do to get through it? Or what happened with them? Some were considered essential workers. But it still had an effect on everybody. But I love the way that these two programs really pushed it out there. So check that out right there. If you're just tuning in, thank you. Yes, the second time. Yeah, the first time I had no sound. So my bad on that one. I didn't do my checklist. I didn't do my checklist. That's my bad, my mistake. I tell you what I'm not apologizing for, and it's still on the lines of this stress. Nice segue here. Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer got hired by the Jacksonville Jaguars and Shad Khan. I think it's a good hire. I think the way that the NFL is moving, they're seeing the advantage point of hiring a coach that has that college football connection, the relatable coach, the communication coach, the guy that can really understand today's player. That's why I think the NFL is going, and also the NFL. Now we have three African American GMs moving on up just like the Jeffersons. We're getting there. We're going to own a team one day. P. Diddy need to clean this shit up, divorce that lady, and go out and get a real American woman, I guess. I don't know what it's going to take because Jay-Z tripping. He wants to do other things with the NFL. But Mr. Urban Meyer, I've been a fan. I heard of him when he left Bowling Green and went to Utah. When he left Utah, he went to damn Gators. Then he left there and he went to the Ohio State University. But here's my only concern with Mr. Urban Meyer's hire. His wife and his stress. Two key things. His wife gave him an ultimatum, allegedly, because he left the Florida football Gators due to stress situations, because something happens to college football coaches that a lot of us take for granted. If you want to be great and a household name and be able to go get that unreachable player, you have to win. And if you lose in college football, one game, you pretty much fuck yourself because you can't win a national championship, theoretically. And you have to answer to way too many people in college football as opposed to the NFL. So him trying to be a perfectionist is kind of on my mind a little bit. How much control does he really want? How much does he really need to pull this thing off? Which Urban Meyer we're going to get right here. I would like the one from Utah and Florida. I want that version of Urban Meyer. But the stress factor with him is the fact he wants to win so bad that he's willing to do any and everything. He's willing to do all that. And but we already know what the situation is with Jacksonville. We know about the money they have. We know about the draft picks they have. We know about the tax situation down there. And we already know where Urban Myers came from. So ideally on paper, this should be a good thing because he has that connection after he left the booth with today's college football player. They already know his mentality, his program, his winning formula. Everybody knows that right there about Urban Meyer. But welcome to the NFL, Urban. Hope it goes well right there. I know these people in this town and around the world are excited about the NFL playoffs. You have the Rams going at this thing against the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau Field, the frozen tundra. Ron Rodgers, the most arrogant football player in America. And he got Devontae. And Devontae can get down out there. I mean, he got some toe tapping skills. I think he could have been a great tap dancer. Rest in peace, Gregory Hines. Savion Glover reminds me of him. You don't know who that is? Google that. Google that. But the Rams situation, I don't know. I cut my finger really, really bad. And I had stitches all the way up this thing. And I was still playing ball at the time. I wore a 3X batting glove. I had gauze and a Band-Aid in the glove. And I went to play softball. And I was pitching. And the very first pitch I made, the ball got hit back to me. And I caught it. And it hit that finger. Pulled the glove off. I walked around the mound. I walked to second base. Tears in my eyes. Only one teammate knew what I had done to my finger. The rest didn't know. That was the most horrific pain ever, ever. So Jared Goff has splints in his thumb on his throwing hand. So how is he going to be able to quarterback in a playoff game? As a Denver Bronco fan, I know what it's like not to play with a quarterback. So it's going to be interesting what the Rams come up with between today and tomorrow as they're trying to figure this thing out because they have to let us know, due to gambling reasons, who's going to be the damn quarterback. So we're going to keep our eye on that. Aaron Donald is not 100% healthy, but Aaron Donald, if he gets a sack within the first 8 minutes of the game, it's going to be a hard task for my man, Ron Rodgers. It's going to be a hard day for him. I mean, he's going to be on the run all day. But that Rams defense, if they come to play, if they come with that logo dancing mentality, this could be one of those days right there, huh? Old man game of the day, terrific Tom, T12, Tom Brady, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are taking on the New Orleans Saints. Who dat nation? Drew Breezy for Sheezy for Easy down in the Big Easy. DJ Fat, that's his squad right there. Shreveport in the building. Old men, being in their 40s, still playing NFL, still playing at a high level of competition at quarterback. Tom Brady's 43. He has 43 playoff wins now. We know what he's done in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl. Impeccable record. We already know about his wife. Drew Breezy for Sheezy for Easy, 80,000 yards. But where would we be if Drew Bledsoe would have never got hurt? And if Drew Brees would have got traded to the Miami Dolphins, Nick Saban would still be in the NFL. Huh? Think about that. Think about how lucky we are right now that they did that a doctor said that Drew Brees is not going to be able to play football. What? These team doctors are something else. Look what they did to Tyrod Taylor. Hmm? Look what they did to Sidney Crosby in hockey. Hmm? Don't believe in these team doctors all the time. Huh? That's why they always say get your second opinion out there. Again, at 3 out of 5 dentists, who's 5 dentists? Who are they? These doctors out here tripping. They messing up the money game. I just want a good game out of these two. We know what has happened the past 2 times they played each other. Tampa Bay offensive line. I hope they all get isotonic gloves if they can protect T12. If they can protect T12. I don't know. Them Saints got too many weapons. That defense, Sean Payton's play calling, the fact they can rotate them quarterbacks in that way and still be on point, the receiving core. I just want a good game. I want a good game. Speaking of good games, nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills, Baltimore Ravens. This should be one of those games where they're gonna light it up. They're gonna light it up. They're gonna do this thing because you already know what Buffalo is trying to bring to the table. Bills Mafia, stand up. I mean, come on. Come on. As a Bronco fan since '82, I've gotten to know the Buffalo Bills pretty good. Watching them, their winning formula in the '90s with Marv Levy and the K Gun and Jim Kelly and all that shit. Scott Norwood, how you feel today? He can't kick a kickball. Epic fail. But this Bills Mafia crew and the fact that the Bills won a playoff game, what an incredible run they've been on. And this is the formula I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are going after. Pay attention. This has been a process in the making with the Buffalo Bills. If you go back to the past 6 years and look at what the Buffalo Bills have done, you'll be like, oh, I'm not surprised. Just like the Kansas City football Chiefs did. They were building something. And I think it's almost complete with the Buffalo Bills. Now, Man Cave member Devin calls Lamar Action Jackson rag on quarterback because he has not done what a typical quarterback should do in the eyes of Devin, which is throw the ball. But he extends the plays with his legs. And if you've been following Lamar Action Jackson since his college days at Louisville, you would know what he was bringing to the table. Is it wrong that he's winning games in an unconventional way that you don't think an NFL quarterback should be winning? No, not at all. I can't say that about him at all. I think now he is finally understanding why they are calling certain plays for him. They're finally getting it. It kind of came into progression last year, just a little bit of the winning formula was shown to him on what can be done with an MVP caliber type quarterback who actually won it. But something funny happened. He saw somebody else win. He lost that playoff game. He wasn't right in the offseason. But now he has that one win up under his belt. Now he's ready to move on. I think this could be one high scoring ass game right here. Like big guy. Big. I'm not saying like Baker Mayfield and Patrick Mahomes boy in college, 66 to 59. What? Yeah, that was a school. On to the next game. Kansas City and the Cleveland Browns. There are a lot of Ram fans and Chiefs fans in this area. What if I'm not saying I want this to happen, sports guy, but what if it's the Rams and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl? Oh my God. Can you imagine the t-shirts here in Missouri? They're going to go too far with it. Too far with it. But Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns are doing something that no one saw coming. When they lost the key components of the receiving core, as we thought it was going to be Odell Beckham Jr. But Kevin Stefanski said, no. Wait, I got something up my sleeve here. Baker Mayfield has one pick in the playoffs right now. One pick. One pick. They got over the hump by beating the Pittsburgh Steelers last week. Sorry, Steelers fans. I know it's still early. It still hurts. Big Ben, get that tear out your eye. Yeah, you know why you lost. But Cleveland's going ahead with a different feeling. They're really trying to go in here with a football game plan. That's what's impressive to me, that they're going into this like this, big time. On the other side, you got America's favorite kid, Patrick Mahomes. Boy. We all know I don't like that voice. Well, I gotta go out here and attack this game anyway the best way I can. They have the quarterback, the world's fastest and ugliest receiver, the tight end that I think is a brother, and that front defensive seven is something else. And they have a coach who was 12 years old, was on a punt, pass, and kick Monday Night Football competition, that being Andy Reid. But the key thing here is Eric Public Bieniemy, who has other things on his mind, a possible NFL coaching job. Is he going to come in with the right mindset of trying to win this game with the right game set? I'm not saying he's going to go out here and throw the game, but I'm just saying other things could be on his mind about his future other than that damn game. Them winning or losing that game could affect his future. That's how he's looking at it, probably. Or maybe he should be. You never know. But I think that game right there is going to be the highlight of the weekend between the Kansas City Football Chiefs and the Cleveland Browns. The frozen tundra is going to be special as well. The Big Easy, where we going? The Buffalo Bills. Nobody circles the wagon like those guys at all. Can't believe the football season is getting that close to the big game, known as the Super Bowl. So I would love to know what your plans are for the big game, the Super Bowl. Party. Nobody goes to a damn bar to watch the Super Bowl. That's idiotic and just don't make sense to me. But I'm looking for the creativity, since we're in a social distance area, of watching and enjoying sporting events. What you got up your sleeve out there? What's something? I'm looking for something different, not just probably a theme, a food concept. Well, we normally do the food based on the two teams that are playing in the Super Bowl or the location of the Super Bowl, which is going to be in Tampa Bay. So it's all kind of angles on that level there. I know the NBA is on people's mind considering what happened with James Harden. How do you feel about the Brooklyn Nets? You think JC pissed he sold his ownership stake in the team? And also, if they don't win it, is it a bust? I don't think that's right to say or to utilize how this whole thing broke down with them. I think the best way to look at this is you compare it to other teams, I can see it. When you make a trade and you don't win it all, Cleveland. When you do make the movie, you win it all, AD. People are still happy. It's all about the athlete, of course, in the NBA. Because the NBA, I think they shot themselves in the foot when they allowed the players to run the league. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say shot themselves in the foot. I don't want you to Plaxico Burress yourself. And I think the NBA did that. In a way, I feel it. If you're not happy in a situation, you should be allowed to get out. But if you have a contract, just like in a marriage, you just can't leave. There are certain guidelines and parameters you should go through. The way that today's athlete is getting out of their contract is making you, A, don't like the guy, or don't like the league anymore. It's making you look side-eyed at the situation because we're older now. And we're saying to ourselves, that could have been handled a much better way. The James Harden situation was ugly. This man showed up at camp in that type of a dad bod condition, and he's getting paid that much money. Come on now. There's a better way to handle that. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing in the way he handled himself. I'm just looking at it a different way, like, wow, I can't believe all of this transpired. But we, the fans, Adam Silver, gave the NBA players the right of way and all this power. And now we're seeing what all this power can mean to the future of the NBA. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Because I want to know who's going to be the next athlete to say, I'm not fucking playing. Until I go to this team, I want to play with my dudes, my boy, my friend, my homie, my AAU teammate. How long are we going to let this go on? But it's been hella fun to watch. It's been hella fun to watch. I'm not going to lie. I love when people with money are having everyday problems like us normal folk have. It's funny as hell. You have money and you do. Wait a minute. This should be happening to me, but it's happening. It's funny how we look at today's athlete and entertainers when it comes to that situation of them not being able to handle the everyday situation. But it brings it up in that movie, documentary that I saw, Stress in America. It's a big thing. It's real out there, and I had no idea. But I tell you what is real: mountain man scrub. Get your scrub on today. Get your scrub on. What? Get your scrub on. Who? Get your scrub on. Mountain man. Boop, boop. Fist Pump Friday fun fact of the day. Watching television, I found this out about bridesmaids. The reason that bridesmaids wear the same outfit from the early days of marriage was to ward off the evil spirits that could affect marriage. Yeah, huh? Huh? Bringing you fun facts on this Friday here with Dre Montez at midday, brought to you by the Weed Squad. See, I just don't talk about sports. I bring some facts to the table. I like Shakira, sold a whole music collection, 145 songs that she wrote. Sold it all. Shakira, I can't wait to see the numbers come out. If you don't know who Shakira is, J-Lo or Shakira, booty wise, Shakira. She got that shake. She got that shoulder shake going on. Shakira, Shakira, Shakira. So that's what we have going on this weekend, guys. Enjoy yourself. Stay safe. Do what you have to do what you want to do. And don't forget the cracks. Let the light in to shine on the actual possibility of the situation. And also, always appreciate the details of the day. And the latest episode of my podcast is up. You can check it out wherever you listen to your podcast at, or just go to www.dremontez.com and check it out. Get some swag gear while you're there and hit those links. Check out all those sponsors right there. They can help you out. They can help you out. Get you going. All right. You guys enjoy the rest of your Fist Pump Friday, Fried Chicken Friday, Fireball Friday, and Fire Up Friday. We're going to get up out of here. Thank you again for tuning back in, guys. Appreciate it and enjoy the rest of your day.